really,
Yeah, you
yeah.
don't really interact. You kind of go to your class.
It's true, yeah, yeah. I'm a
Yeah.
summer kindergarten. Well, that's good to see.
Yeah. I was like,
Are
I
you in
know.
summer school then, or
Yeah.
did you start? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just got started, and hasn't that been interesting?
Yeah.
How you guys doing with like the masks and stuff?
It's working out okay.
Okay,
The kids
good.
are doing pretty good for
Cool.
the most part.
We've had some trouble with the kindergartners. Usually the masks end up like here and here.
Well, that's to be expected,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Thanks for coming to say
Yeah.
hi.
I was like, hey, that's Bob.
Yeah.
You have a distinctive hair.
I do, yeah.
Hey, can you do some math for me?
Evanston Outlaw Baseball is live on the radio at 99.1 FM KNYN and online at mylocalradio.com. This year, Wyoming Legion AA Baseball is the show. Follow the Wyoming Legion Post 41 Evanston Outlaws throughout the summer as we bring you live video and play-by-play coverage. Being brought to you by Dr. Todd Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Mountain West Business Solutions, Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, Bear River Dental of Evanston and Black's Fork Dental of Mountain View, Ellingford Brothers, Uinta County School District Number 1, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Legal Tender Restaurant and Best Western Dunmar Inn, the Evanston Recreation Center, the Littlest Wood Shop, Come On In of Casper, Plains Tire, Arrowhead Dental, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Dr. McKay Franken, First Bank of Evanston, and by Auto Farm Chevrolet. With the first pitch quickly approaching, let's head to the diamond.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a 4th of July matinee matchup featuring the Evanston Outlaws taking on the Lone Peak Knights out of Alpine, Utah. Currently, the Evanston Outlaws have a 2-1 record in the 2020 Teton Classic. Will it go to 3-1 or will it go to 500 going into the final day of the tournament tomorrow in a morning matchup against host Jackson Giants out of Post 43? We'll find out as we are mere minutes away from the opening pitch of this one. We'll be right back with the scene set after this on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 and mylocalradio.com.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today.
Well, the schedule's running a little bit behind here at the 2020 Teton Classic in beautiful Jackson, Wyoming. Giants Field in the shadow of the Teton Mountains is the site for this contest. Reason why we're running behind is the first game of the day, a morning matchup between Fort Morgan out of Colorado and the Jackson Giants. Not only went 1 extra inning, but 2 extra innings. And the Giants ended up winning that in walk-off fashion in the 9th inning. Final score of that one was 5-4. Let's go ahead and set the scene here for this matchup for Evanston. A big one as they take on Lone Peak, who they have seen a few times now. First, let's start with the Lone Peak Knights. Of course, they have a 3-2. We weren't able to find a record on them as they don't have stuff on Game Changer. So we just can only go with what we are able to see. And I had the pleasure of seeing the last Lone Peak game in person here at the Teton Classic. It was a 3-2 win over Madison, Idaho. Lone Peak was down 2-1 going in to that 6th and final inning. And they were able to get 1 run in, and then someone that we're going to be talking about, Ryder Christensen, the third baseman for Lone Peak, hits a walk-off single into right field. They celebrate and get the win. Currently undefeated here at the Teton Classic. For the Evanston Outlaws, as we mentioned, the lone loss came in the opening game against Madison, Idaho. Final score of that one, 8-1. However, only one of those runs was earned. 8-0 with one of those runs earned. However, the Evanston Outlaws have improved to 16-12, 2-0 in conference thanks to the 2 wins over Casper. and currently are 6-4 in their last 10. The win over Thunder Ridge, it was called in the mid-4th as Evanston had amassed enough to activate the mercy rule. Final score, 16-3 over the Thunder Ridge Titans out of Idaho Falls. Right now, the Evanston Outlaws averaging just shy of 8 runs per game and allowing 6 runs per game on the nose. So after that one, it was a big boom to their stats after the 16-3 win over Thunder Ridge. That game saw a lot of action. Looking back at my score sheet, I've got 2 doubles by Gus Allred, a double by Ryan Fisher, a double by Casey Perriman, and nearly everyone with a hit and contributing in some type of way. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the first pitch on a First Make of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on mylocalradio.com and The Big Dog.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Well, we're ready to get started here at Giants Field. The managers have met with the umpires. Of course, Coach Chad Thompson, manager for the Evanston Outlaws. We weren't able to catch a manager name for Lone Peak, but we do have the lineup. Wondering who the designated home and away team right now. Evanston, currently undefeated in coin tosses to determine who the home team is, but that might have come to an end as I see Coach Moyles down there with his base running helmet on. So maybe Evanston will be batting first here in the first inning. Right now as they're introducing the starting lineups. Let's go ahead and we'll actually wait until we just see who the first at-bat will go to. And Evanston is the designated away team, so Evanston will bat at the top of the inning. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the lineup for the Evanston Outlaws. Reed Gross, the catcher, leads off. Clayton Moyles, the first baseman, bats second. Jagger Mitchell, the shortstop, will bat third. Ryan Fisher over in center field will be the cleanup man, followed by Gus Allred at the number 5 spot. 6, 7, 8 is Casey Perriman at left field. Brendan Thompson at second base. Kendall Cummings in right field. And Jordan Schneider at the hot corner will be rounding out the top 9 for the Evanston Outlaws. The defensive alignment for the designated home team, Lone Peak Knights. In the outfield, from left field, you've got Brock Anderson, Trey Gamble in center field, and Karst Hatch in right field. Infield featuring Chris Billings at first, Tim Woosley at second, Ryder Chris Jansen at third, Chip Beck at the shortstop position, and a battery featuring Gage Easton catching Burke Barnes as he will step onto the mound. Still has not seen him appear on the mound yet, so we'll be interested to see what kind of stuff he's able to provide. Matter of fact, the only players out there for Lone Peak at the current moment are the outfield and the infield. Neither the catcher nor the pitcher are out there. And just as I say that, Burke Barnes does run on to the mound, a tall right-handed hurler for the Lone Peak Knights. Reed Gross is going to lead this one off. Number 12 for the Evanston Outlaws. Coming into this game, Gross is batting .333 with eight RBIs. Sorry, I had to look that up on the stat sheet. Big, strong right-hander, Burke Barnes for the Lone Peak Knights is their high school team, but they have a shirt that says Misfits on them, so we'll go ahead and call them the Misfits in that maroon t-shirt. Evanston in their visiting grays that they wore yesterday in the Thunder Ridge game. Maybe some superstition going on there. Evanston feels like the bats are hot when they're wearing gray, so why not bring them out today? Reed Gross with his white and black batting helmet and white batting gloves steps into the right-handed side of the batter's box, and we should be getting ready to go any minute now. So Reed steps in, and Burke Barnes will honor us with the first pitch on an Independence Day matinee matchup. First one, fastball right down Broadway for strike one. First pitch at 4:37 p.m. That means that we will not start another inning after 6:37. Second pitch is low for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to the right-handed Reed Gross, and it's high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sun shining down as the 2-1 is on its way, and it turns to 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike for Reed Gross. So 1 pitch away from working in lead-off walk. Here it comes. Liner right at the shortstop. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. Chip Beck fields it cleanly and gets it over to Chris Billings for the 6-3 putout for out number 1. Here's Clayton Moyles, the first baseman for the Evanston Outlaws. Clayton usually plays either in the outfield or he's the pitcher. But since Gus Allred, the usual first baseman, will be taken to the hill for the Outlaws today, he's now over off of the first base line. Clayton Moyles, one of those guys who throws left-handed, swings and misses at the first pitch from the right-handed batter's box for strike 1. That description just kind of finished what I was going to say. He throws left-handed but bats right-handed. White bat, white batting gloves, the 1-0-1 on the way outside, and it is outside corner for strike 2, 0-2 count. Although it says on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard 1-1, we're watching the umpire who just put up the 0-2 signal. Next pitch down in the dirt, and now you've got it at 1-2. Balls and strikes. Moyles with 18 RBIs. Drop third strike, and they throw it to first. Did Clayton beat it out? The call is yes. Throw by the catcher was off target. Chris Billings over at first couldn't get his foot on the bag before Clayton Moyles in the drop third strike, but he's over on first, and that'll set up Jagger Mitchell. Leads the team in batting average with .380. And with 23 RBIs as well. He was also the winning run in that extra inning win over Idaho Falls. First pitch, swing and a miss at a ball low for strike 1. Cottonwoods are in full bloom as it looks like it could be snowing here in Jackson on 4th of July. But those are the cottons just kind of falling down. Next pitch, chopper at the shortstop. They go for 1 at second, trying for the double play at first. Was he in and he's in time. So a 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We're headed to the bottom of the first, where Lone Peak will have their first shot on a First Make of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on My Local Radio and the Big Dog.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
Headed to the bottom of the first. Let's go and introduce you to the batting order for the Lone Peak Misfits. Leading off, center fielder Trey Gamble. Batting second, Gage Easton, the catcher. Batting third baseman Ryder Christensen. Batting in the cleanup spot, the shortstop Chip Beck. Batting in the 5 spot, Karst Hatch, the right fielder. Batting sixth, Brock Anderson over in left field. The pitcher, Burke Barnesville, bats seventh. Chris Billings, the first baseman, bats 8th, and Tim Woosley, the second baseman, will bat 9th. Outfield for Evanston, Casey Perriman in left, Ryan Fisher in center, and Kendall Cummings in right, the usual suspects for the Outlaws at that point. In the infield, almost the usual with the one exception, that being Clayton Moyles at first, so Brendan Thompson at second, Jordan Schneider at third, and Jagger Mitchell at shortstop. A battery featuring Gus Allred pitching to Reed Gross. Gus, in 4 games started, has a 3-1 record, the one loss coming against Lone Peak in Evanston on night 1 of the Ross Kesterson Memorial Tournament. A 3.12 ERA with 13 runs, 11 of them earned, 34 strikeouts to 14 walks. The first pitch to Gamble is down low in the dirt for ball 1. Seeing this cotton blow around reminds me of allergies, and when I think of allergies, I also think of Dr. Todd Hoover Chiropractic, who brings you our broadcast as well with the rest of our sponsors. Todd Hoover Chiropractic on 545 Cheyenne Drive in Evanston. He can do the typical chiropractic stuff as well as blood work, x-rays. He helped me with some of that. And my good friend Ryan Steineckert has a story about how he has cured him of allergies. That's Dr. Todd Hoover Chiropractic at 545 Cheyenne Drive. Call 307-789-0043 now. 3 balls, no strikes to Trey Gamble. 3-0 on the way. And that one just barely misses low for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to get Gamble over to first. Gage Easton, the catcher, will be up next. Right-handed batter versus the left-handed pitcher. Wears number 2 on his maroon t-shirt jersey. Kind of a, I guess you could say, brassy yellow numerals on the back. Allred delivers. Batter shows bunt. Strike 1. So he missed that one. After Gage Easton, it'll be Ryder Christensen, then Chip Beck if we get that far. Gus Allred currently has Gage Easton and an 0-1 count. And here comes the pitch inside, nearly hit him. The runner takes off, and he'll get to second. No problem. Thought about going for third, but Reed Cross is able to get it back in. Actually, I don't think he really thought about going for first. Or third. I think he just overran second. One ball, one strike. Gus Allred checking the runner at second. Sets in, the lefty delivers. Outside, ball 2. Reed Gross just kind of read exactly what I was thinking. Gus just needs to take a deep breath, calm down, and that's probably exactly what Reed ran out there to tell him as he comes back with his, I guess you could say, dingy tan catcher's helmet on his head with the catching mask for the Evanston Outlaws. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on second, that is Trey Gamble, the center fielder and leadoff man for this Lone Peak squad. Here comes the 2-1, shows bunt. On the third base line, it stays fair. Picked up by Jordan Schneider, fired to first. Not in time. Close call, but not in time, and the runner advances to third. So Gage Easton is on. with a bunt single. Here comes Ryder Christensen. He won the game yesterday for Lone Peak with runners on the corners. Getting the sign from his manager on the third base line. Gus ready to deliver. Lefty pitcher, righty batter. Checks the runner at first, lifts the leg, and delivers. First pitch. Breaking ball catches the right side of the zone for strike one. That breaking ball had some heat on it, but it broke perfectly to where it looked like Ryder thought it was just going to stay outside. The 0-1 to Christensen. Breaking ball down low. Good stop by Reed Gross. For ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ryder Christensen here. Nobody down and runners on the corners. Gus in a bit of a jam, trying to work his way out of it to start it. Allred staring in. Checks the runner. And throws over to first. They've got the runner in a pickle at second. Runner tries to score. Did they get? And he will score from third on the throw, but they did get Gage Easton out at second. But on the play, Trey Gamble will come home, and it's 1-0. Lone Peak on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard with 1 down and empty bases. 1-1 count to Ryder Christensen. Chopper along the third base line, foul. Interesting that Lone Peak is already showing what we kind of knew about them in our previous 3 games. They are a very active team on the base paths, and Evanston has had some success getting them off of the base paths, specifically Ryan Fisher with 3 pickoffs as a swing and a miss for a strikeout on the number 3 batter. Ryder Christensen goes down swinging, and it's 2 down for Chip Beck, the shortstop and cleanup hitter. Great pitch there by Gus to end that at bat. Another right-handed batter for Lone Peak. We don't have any stats on Lone Peak as they're not on Game Changer, which is the official stat-keeping app for all of the teams here in American Legion, Wyoming. The opening pitch of this one. Fly ball into center field. It will get down for a base hit. He's rounding first, headed for second. Throw by Fisher. Just to the cutoff man, Brendan Thompson, to hold the runner at second. So Chip Beck with a 2-out double puts himself in scoring position, and Karst Hatch, the right fielder, number 12, another right-handed batter for Lone Peak, steps into the box. Right now, all things considered, considering the jam that we were in earlier, if Evanston can get out of here with only allowing 1 run, that would be basically what you want. You don't want to give up a big inning to Lone Peak. That's exactly what happened on the opening night of the Ross Kesterson tournament. Evanston and Lone Peak locked in a battle for 6 innings, and then Lone Peak went on to score 8 runs in that 7th inning. Final score, 12-0 Lone Peak. But the very next night, Evanston would battle back down by 4, win that one on a walk-off walk by Hank Allred. Final score 4-3. And then in the third place game between Evanston and Lone Peak Maroon, it was another 1-run game. Won in walk-off fashion. Final score, Lone Peak Maroon wins that one 13-12. Lone Peak brought 2 teams to the Ross Kesterson tournament in Evanston. The maroon and the black, but talking with some people on the with Lone Peak, they said they had enough kids either choose not to come to this tournament or leave the team for LDS missions or college or such, that they could combine into one team. So you've got kids from both maroon and black on this Lone Peak squad. Runner on second, 2 down. Chopper right at Schneider at third. Cross diamond throw to Moyles, and they're going to get out of it beautifully. 5-3 put out is the final out of the first inning. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. It's 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston trails Lone Peak on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Post 41 Baseball on My Local Radio and the Big Dog.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
As your local Ricoh, Toshiba, and Sharp dealer, Mountain West Business Solutions represents quality office equipment that lasts. We work with each client to understand your workflow, your goals, and your bottom line. Whether you lease or purchase office equipment, we have many ways to work with you to provide the best products at the best value. We also service and provide supplies for HP printers. Call Mountain West Business Solutions today. Let us help you find the best solutions for you and your business.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Franklin. Something I've really enjoyed as a dentist over the past 20 years are the lasting friendships that I've formed with many of my patients. My staff is really great, and we try hard to make sure that every patient feels a warm welcome. It doesn't matter if it's your first visit or if you've been with us for years. Every patient is welcome and always appreciated. Our goal is to provide the best dental care possible at reasonable rates. Please call us today to schedule your appointment at 307-789-8910.
Go Red Devils!
First pitch to Ryan Fisher goes inside and nearly hits him. But it is ball 1 as we enter the second inning. The 1-0 on the way, outside ball 2. Ryan Fisher batting .363 on the season with 22 RBIs, 30 runs scored. Next pitch outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strike. Ryan Fisher with a chance to get on base to lead off the second inning. Evanston down 1-0 here in the top of the second. Next pitch right down Broadway. Of course, he can afford to do that as he's in a 3-0 count. Ryan's not going to swing at anything. 3-1 on the way. Ryan, fly ball into center field. Should be a routine catch for Trey Gamble, and that is exactly what happens. So the F8, fly out to center field, will bring up Gus Allred, the lone left-handed bat in the Evanston lineup, against this right-handed pitcher, Burke Barnes. Gus with the extended ear flap that you see in the major leagues so often now. First pitch down in the dirt for ball 1. Good stop by Gage Easton. However, no one's on base, so it isn't a dangerous situation to let a ball go by. 1 ball, no strikes to Gus Allred. Next one outside. Gus checks his swing for ball, and he's successful at it. Ball 2. So this is the second batter in a row that has gotten 2 balls to open up the at-bat. Next one, line drive in between the legs of the third baseman, and Gus Allred gets on base. That was hit right at Ryder Christiansen, but it goes right in between his legs, so that's probably going to be an E5. Evanston still looking for its first hit of the game, but at least you've got the tying run on. Casey Perriman, the left fielder, due up. He had a very hot start to the season. Throw back to first checkup on Gus Allred. And now he's got still a pretty hot season, .349 average, 30 hits, and 16 RBIs. Still waiting for his first offering, and there it is. Breaking ball down low for ball 1. Runner on first with 1 down here in the top of the second for the Evanston Outlaws. They trail 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Next one outside in the dirt off the backstop, and that will advance Gus Allred into scoring position on the wild pitch. 2-0 to Casey Perriman, so that bat looks like it's in his favor. Next pitch is down low, and it's 3-0. The second in 3 batters who have worked a 3-0 count against Burke Barnes, the hard-throwing right-hander for Lone Peak. As the wind begins to calm down, 3-0. Outside zone for strike 1. Same situation we saw with Ryan Fisher not too long ago. At this point, Fisher flew out to center field. We'll see what Perriman does. 3-1. Up high, and Perriman works the walk. Now Evanston seems to have something going for Brendan Thompson, the team leader in RBIs with 31. He's a full 8 higher than Jagger Mitchell. Timeout called by the Lone Peak Lone Peak Misfits. Still have the Mound Conference. And we'll remind you that our broadcast is brought to you in part by Union Wireless. Wireless speeds so fast you'll see stars. Visit unionwireless.com now. So in a 1-0 ball game, Evanston has runners on first and second. The runner in scoring position is Gus Allred, who reached via an error on third baseman Ryder Christensen. Casey Perriman drew a walk right after that, and now Brendan Thompson, the team leader in RBIs with 31, getting ready to have a chance to maybe even score another one. All Brendan needs to do is take this one for a ride. If it hits the ground in the outfield, Gus Allred's got the wheels to come home and tie this ball game up. Big opportunity here for the Evanston Outlaws. After Brendan Thompson is Kendall Cummings. First pitch to Thompson. Breaking ball inside, ball 1. Brendan Thompson puts up his white gloved hand to call quick time as he crosses the plate and then sets up again. The 1-0. Chopper right at shortstop. Throw to first. They're going to get Thompson, but the runners advance. So a fielder's choice 6-3 put out. Shortstop to first base for out number 2. Here's Kendall Cummings, and before we get started with him, I have to apologize. For the last 2 days, I've said that he is a cross-country standout when I was actually wrong. He is on the wrestling team for Coach Wagstaff, and that is where his athletic ability shines for the Evanston Red Devils. But right now, it's all about the Evanston Outlaws, where he is having a good season himself. Really, this whole Evanston team can hit. Coming into this game, as a team, the Evanston Outlaws are averaging .321, one of the highest averages in the state. And if my research that I was able to do is correct, it is the highest in the West Side. Next pitch is a strike, so 1 ball, 1 strike to Kendall Cummings. Next pitch, fastball in the zone for strike 2. 2 out, runners on second and third, down by 1. Evanston with a chance to tie it up and equal Lone Peak here in the second. Kendall steps off and kind of shrugs and gets a chance to reset. Takes his black bat and crosses the plate. Kind of a tall batting stats for Cummings, the right fielder for the Evanston Outlaws. Line drive, and it will not find the gap. Throw by short is not in time. And Gus Allred scores an RBI single for Kendall Cummings, and it is all tied up. So Gus Allred ties it up, and now the go-ahead run, Casey Perriman stands 90 feet away for Jordan Schneider, the third baseman for the Evanston Outlaws. Jordan with a .347 average, so he's hitting very well. First pitch, chopper at the shortstop. He fields it, fires over to first in time for out number 3. But Evanston is able to tie it up. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error. It's tied up on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as we head to the bottom of the second on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on My Local Radio and the Big Dog.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
At Ellingford Brothers, we're known for an excellent steel shop and quality cement. We also provide other products all year round. Sand and different sizes of gravel for road base and landscaping in the summer and fall. Traction in the winter and mud control in the spring. Bark for landscaping in the summer and winterization in the fall. And topsoil. Spring, summer, and fall, prices are always honest. Pickup or delivery. Ellingford Brothers, your year-round source for so many things. Stop in today at 221 County Road in Evanston.
Well, the Evanston Outlaws came into the top of the second, wanting to equal Lone Peak after giving up that opening run in the opening inning, and that is exactly what they did. Gus Allred reaches an error, is moved over by Casey, goes to second on a wild pitch. Casey Perryman walks, and then Brendan Thompson moves Gus Allred over on a fielder's choice. Kendall Cummings then gets an RBI single. And it is 1-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard for Brock Anderson, the left fielder for the Lone Peak Misfits. Gus Allred, the left-handed pitcher, throws the first one hard enough his hat falls off, revealing the blonde locks for strike one. Wind starting to kick up a little bit. It looks like it's actually going to blow across the field as the next pitch is a breaking ball in the zone. Starts up high and drops perfectly into the window for strike two. Allred. This is similar to what happened in that first game. It took him an inning to get settled down, but once he got settled down, he was cruising. Next one. Just outside for ball one. In that first game against Lone Peak, the one that Evanston was locked toe-to-toe with them, until that sixth inning, the 1-2 on the way. Down low off of the knee pad of Reed Gross for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In that game, that was 4-0 going into the 7th, and then Lone Peak exploded for 8. Evanston gave up 2 of those runs in the first, so the fact that Gus Allred just blew one by Brock Anderson, who swings and misses for an opening strikeout, 1 out, is a good sign. And here comes the pitcher, Burke Barnes. In that 12-0 defeat of Evanston, Lone Peak put 2 runs up in the first, 2 in the fourth, and then 8 in the 7th. Evanston was able to kind of keep them quiet after that first inning for a while. As I mentioned, that's what happened with Gus Allred. He was able to kind of calm down after that first inning, and he seems to be settling in pretty early. 1 down already. Chopper up the middle. Jagger Mitchell runs from shortstop, spins, makes the throw in time. What a play by Jagger Mitchell at shortstop. My goodness. That one was going right up the middle. Jagger read it all the way, gloves it, spins as he is throwing from an awkward angle and gets the throw to Moyles at first on time. Here's Chris Billings, the first baseman, with 2 down, nobody on. Lefty versus lefty, first pitch. Breaking ball finds its way in the zone for strike one. Oh, 1 from Gus Allred as he steps, kicks, and delivers. That one, changeup just barely misses down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, nobody on after a strikeout and probably the play of the game thus far by Jagger Mitchell. Swing and a miss for strike 2. The crowd called for a 1-2-3 inning after Evanston tied it up. Will they get it? The 1-2 up high for ball 2. Good chatter happening out there with the Evanston Outlaws. Talking about what the play is as the 2-2's on the way. Breaking ball barely misses inside for ball 3. Full count to Chris Billings. Tim Woosley, the second baseman, stands on the on-deck circle. 3-2, lefty versus lefty. Here it comes, outside and low for ball 4. The second walk allowed by Gus Allred. And now Tim Woosley, the right-handed shortstop, steps into the batter's box, and then Trey Gamble, who scored the run for Lone Peak in the first, sits on deck with 2 down and a runner on first after Chris Billings worked the walk. Allred checks at first, lifts the leg, throws, chopper right in past the glove of Jordan Schneider at third and into left field. Lone Peak only moves 1 base as Casey Perriman is quick to get it back in. And Tim Woosley gets on via the error. Trey Gamble, who is still looking for his first at-bat, but did come around to score after he walked. Steps into the left-handed side of the batter's box to face the left-hander. First pitch, breaking ball that started in the center and slowly moved its way outside the zone for ball 1. Runner on second is Chris Billings. Runner on first is Tim Woosley. Earned with walks and an error. 2 down. Checks the runner at second. The delivery. Fly ball into deep right field. Kendall Cummings makes a dive trying to get it, but it's on the ground. 1 run will score. 2 runs are going to score, and it's an RBI double by Trey Gamble. Kendall Cummings slow to get up. Made a valiant effort for that dive. And he appears to be okay, but that did look like a hard hit. So now 3-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. A fresh lead for Lone Peak. Here comes Gage Easton, the catcher, who's 1 for 1 with a single. Reed Gross out there talking with Gus Allred, and Coach Chad Thompson runs out there to check up on his right fielder. And he appears to be okay. (3-1) on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Bottom of the second. Evanston trails by 2. And now here comes Gage Easton, the catcher. As the wind has died down. Runner on second, that is Trey Gamble after the RBI double. First pitch fouled back into the backstop for strike 1. Gus Allred struck out the leadoff man, Brock Anderson, then got Burke Barnes to ground out to shortstop. And then after that, it was a walk, a reach on an error, so that run will be unearned. At least one of them will be unearned. And then the RBI double. Chopper along the third base line, a diving. Jordan Schneider can't get to it at third, and the runner scores from second, while Easton holds at first. So Gamble scores, and it's an RBI single for Gage Easton. Ryder Christensen due up. He struck out the first time he was up. Jagger Mitchell having a talk with Gus Allred, trying to tell him to take a deep breath. We've already got 2 down. We just need 1 more. 1 big at bat. Evanston finds themselves now down by 3. But with how hot the Evanston bats can get, as we saw yesterday, not a hill too far for them at the moment. First pitch, breaking ball in the zone. Beautifully placed by Gus Allred for strike 1. Runner on first is Gage Easton, the catcher. As Allred, the lefty, checks up on him. Taking his time, lifts the leg and throws. Foul ball into the brick backstop here at Giants Field for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Gus Allred in command of this battle happening right now. He struck him out first time. He might be able to do it again. No balls, 2 strikes to Ryder Christensen, the talented third baseman for Lone Peak. Here it comes. Chopper right at the pitcher's mound. Gus just easily throws it over to Clayton, and that's out number 3. So a 1-3 ground out. Pitcher to first baseman is the third out. So 3 runs on 2 hits and 1 error. It's 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Post 41 Baseball on My Local Radio and the Big Dog.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
In May of 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosana Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified Level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Trona Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
Reed Gross pops out to the first baseman in foul territory for out number 1. He swings at the first pitch he sees. That'll now bring up Clayton Moyles, the first baseman, who reached first on a dropped third strike. Grounder right up the center. Beautiful hit by Clayton Moyles. And that is a 1-out single for number 8 for the Evanston Outlaws. Now they're going to give him an extra base. It looks like the ball was thrown out of play. I was looking down when it happened, so now you've got Clayton over on second. I'll bring up Jagger Mitchell, who grounded out to the shortstop to end the first inning on a 6-4-3 double play. Runner on second, Clayton Moyles, after he singled and then got a free pass to second. Jagger swings and misses at the first one. Heat for strike 1. Took a look at his bat, was kind of took a deep breath, like whoop. That was some speed there. 0-1 count to Jagger here in the top of the third. And it hit him. And he gets another hit by pitch. I believe that is hit by pitch number 32 on the season. And that puts runners on first and second for Ryan Fisher. I know that Jagger leads the team on hit by pitch. Sorry, 14. I don't know where I got. I think I added it to his hit count on accident. Hit by pitch number 14. He leads the team doubling, more than doubling, Kendall Cummings, who's second on the team with 6. Conversation between the umpires right now. Not sure what they're talking about. As Ryan Fisher gets ready to step into the right-handed side of the batter's box. After Ryan, you've got Gus Allred, who came around and scored and is the lone run for the Evanston Outlaws after the RBI single by Kendall Cummings. Fisher flew out to deep center field last time he was up in the second inning. And the first pitch to Fisher. Chopper right at the shortstop. Throw to first for second for 1. Throw to first for the double play. So another shortstop to second base double play by Lone Peak. They turn those like it's pretty routine for them. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and it's still 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as we head to the bottom of the third on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Post 41 Baseball on KNYN and MyLocalRadio.com.
When someone says sleep apnea, it usually conjures up stereotype images. This is Dr. Jonathan Morgan. The fact is that sleep apnea affects people of all ages and occurs when there is an involuntary pause of breath during sleep. Are you always tired? At Arrowhead Dental, we offer oral appliance therapy as an effective, non-invasive treatment for certain types of sleep apnea. Schedule an appointment to take a simple in-home test. Visit arrowheaddentalwy.com today.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Gus Allred goes out for inning number 4 of work. Inning number 3 of work, looking at the wrong side of my scoreboard. As we enter the bottom of the third. So far, he has allowed 4 runs with 1, 2, 3 of them earned. He struck out 2. And is allowed 1, 2, 3, 4 as Beck flies into deep left field, foul in the corner. Strike 1. As Chip Beck leads it off, he got a double last time he's up in the first inning. So he's allowed 4 hits. And Lone Peak has stranded 2 base runners. A 4-1 lead over the Evanston Outlaws here in the bottom of the third inning. The 0-1, breaking ball down low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chip Beck, the shortstop, who had a double in the first. Lefty versus righty. Fly ball into shallow left center field. Jagger Mitchell retreats back from the dirt at shortstop and makes the grab for out number 1. Karst Hatch, the right fielder. Number 12 for the Misfits will step in. Grounded out to the third baseman last time up. And now he hits one along the third base line but goes foul. Had that one stayed fair, that was definitely headed for the outfield. But it doesn't, and it's just one of those rolling strikes. I want to invite you to join us tomorrow at 11 o'clock when the Evanston Outlaws take on the home Jackson Giants in the final matchup for them of the 2020 Teton Classic, as the 0-1 is up high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. That broadcast will be exclusively on mylocalradio.com. So join us then. 1-1. Looked like it was going to be in the zone, but Hatch checks his swing as it falls outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Karstach, the right fielder. Brock Anderson, the left fielder, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, standing in the circle to bat next. 2-1. Hard hit in the gap between the shortstop and the third baseman for a single. Brock Anderson, who struck out swinging his first time up, now will come in. The next 2 batters for Lone Peak are 0 for 1. So a chance for Evanston to possibly get out of this after they have 1 down after Chip Beck popped out to Jagger Mitchell over at shortstop. Open stance for Brock Anderson. Black stirrups on his socks. Throw back to first to check up on Chip Beck. Or sorry, that's Karst Hatch. Left-handed Gus Allred. It's the sign, agrees with Gross at the plate. Gross flashes the glove to give him the target. First pitch. Breaking ball up high and out for ball 1. Game started at 4:37. We are about 14 minutes away from the 1 hour mark here in the bottom of the 3rd. The 1-0. Outside, good stop as it was low, but Reed Cross able to kind of cherry pick it out of the ground. And now Reed will run up and have a talk with his left-handed pitcher. Our broadcast also brought to you in part today by Superior Rental in the Gun Room at 371 Prospector Drive in Evanston. They have a mechanic on site, so any piece of industrial equipment you pick up from Superior Rental in the Gun Room, whether it be lawnmowers or any choice of the full-line Cub Cadet equipment, is ready to take home and in working order. That's Superior Rental in the Gun Room at 371 Prospector Drive in Evanston. 2 balls, no strikes to Brock Anderson, the left fielder for Lone Peak. Here it comes. Up high, good pick by Reed Gross, and he fires it down to first base. Off target, but a diving catch by Clayton Moyles to save that from going into the outfield. 3 balls, no strikes to the left fielder, Brock Anderson. Karst Hatch over on first base. Gross shows his black catching glove. And the 3-0. Down the middle for strike 1. Nice little slow ball there. 3 balls, 1 strike. With 1 down and a runner on first. Brock Anderson, the current batter. Burke Barnes, the pitcher, on deck. The 3-1. Chopped foul off the third base line. And it's a full count. So after it being a 3-0 count, Gus has come back and made it full to make it an even battle. Lefty versus righty. Gus sets at the chest, lifts the leg, and delivers. Outside for ball 4. High and outside. So Anderson will go to first, moving Karstach over to second. And that'll bring up Burke Barnes. With 1 down and a runner in scoring position, Karstach. Barnes 0 for 1 as he grounded out to Jagger Mitchell, which was, at this point, I think the precision play of the game. Brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham Family Dental Services. Barnes took it right up the middle as the first pitch is down low in the dirt. Good stop by Reed to hold the runners. Anyway, hit up the middle. Jagger read it from the bat, fields it in his glove, does a spin move, and throws it out to first. And here comes Coach Chad Thompson to talk with Gus Allred. Our broadcast also brought to you in part by mylocalradio.com. local radio just for you. Bringing you job listings, regional news, weather, contests, and more. And as you can see right now, live regional sports, whether it be in the Evanston, Wyoming area, the Rich County, Utah area, or the Bridger Valley, Wyoming area. We also have some broadcasts that happen throughout the school year in Preston and Westside, Idaho. After the short mound conference between Coach Thompson and Gus Allred, a 1-0 count to Burke Barnes, the pitcher for the Misfits out of the Lone Peak. The 0-1 fastball in the zone, down low corner for strike one. Allred just trying to relax here. Breeze on the sign from Reed Cross. Sets, and the southpaw delivers. Chopped foul off the third base line, and now Gus has him at 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 1 down, runners on first and second. Karstach reached via a single, then Brock Anderson walked. One ball, 2 strikes to Burke Barnes, the pitcher right now for Lone Peak. Up high, breaking ball just didn't drop down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. ELAN OLLIFF bringing you the action live from Jackson, Wyoming on a beautiful 4th of July Saturday afternoon. Seems very appropriate to be doing a baseball game as the 2-2 is up high for ball 3 and it's a full count. Seems very appropriate to be doing a baseball game for the Evanston Outlaws on a 4th of July. And the game in Jackson has become somewhat of a tradition. I remember when I first got the job watching some old Outlaw video. Ryan Steinecker called this game last year, and I get the honor of doing it this year. Thank you for joining me. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 2. Chris Billings, who walked and came around to score, and that's part of that 3-run second inning, now steps into the left-handed side of the batter's box. Lefty versus lefty here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 down, 2 on. Runners on first and second. Allred checks the runner at second. Breaking ball in the zone for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Chris Billings. After that, it's Tim Woosley who reached on an error and came around to score. If they get that far. Gus Allred delivers to the fellow left-hander. Breaking ball didn't drop down for ball 1. When Gus hits those spots on the breaking ball, they do break very, very late, and it is tying some batters up, as we've seen with the 3 strikeouts. He's got 1 strikeout per inning as the 1-1 is low and outside for ball 2. So the wind starting to blow from right to left field. 1-2, fly ball center field. Ryan Fisher doesn't even have to move to make the grab, and that's out number 3. So Evanston does not allow a run in this one. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and it's still 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston will lead off the top of the 4th when we come back on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Post 41 Baseball on My Local Radio and the Big Dog.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Starting pitcher Gus Allred will lead it off. He's 0 for 1. He reached on an error, advanced to second on a wild pitch, then was moved over on a fielder's choice, and then scored on an RBI single by Kendall Cummings. That was actually a infield single where it was fielded cleanly. Cummings just beat it out. First pitch outside in the dirt to Allred for ball 1. Burke Barnes still out there doing the work for the Misfits out of Lone Peak. Next pitch outside for ball 2. The 2-0 to Allred. Tries to chop it along the first base line, but it goes foul. Evanston has the 5, 6, 7 spot, so Allred, Perriman, Thompson. 2 balls, no strikes from Burke Barnes to Gus Allred. Righty versus lefty down low, 3-0. Next pitch, low, and the leadoff man is on for the first time today. Reed Gross grounded out to start the first. Fisher flew out to center to start the second. Reed popped out to first to start the third, and Allred becomes the first leadoff man to get on via the walk. Casey Perriman, who got on via a walk and made it to third back in the second inning, due up. Burke Barnes, first pitch down low, dropped by Gage Easton, but he keeps it in front of him, holding Allred at first. Burke Barnes gets the ball back and says, "No, I'd like another one." The umpire will oblige. 1 ball, no strikes to Casey Perriman. Wears number 2 on that gray Evanston Outlaws uniform. And a 4-1 game here at the top of the third. Next pitch finds the window for strike 1.
When someone says sleep apnea.
Apologies for that. 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. I was trying to change the scene so you can see that scoreboard, and I accidentally hit an ad break. The 1-1 in the zone for strike 2. So 2 strikes looking against Casey Perriman. Nobody down, runner on first is Gus Allred after he worked a leadoff walk here in the 4th. Throw back to first, check up on Gus. He's back with plenty of time. Burke Barnes has thrown 3 innings and has only allowed 2 hits and 1 run scored. Pitch to Casey Perriman, lined right at the shortstop. Throw back to first. They're going to try to double him up, and they say they got him. So Perriman lines out to the shortstop, and they double up Gus Allred, and the runner is off. Here comes Brendan Thompson, who got thrown out on a shortstop fielder's choice with 2 down, nobody on. Thompson, chopper right at the second baseman. Should be a routine play for this Lone Peak defense, and that's exactly what happens. So, Outlaws go down 1-2-3 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's still 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Lone Peak leads Evanston on a First Bank presentation of Outlaw Baseball on My Local Radio and the Big Dog.
Do you really think you can get a better deal on a vehicle in the city? Poppycock! Rocky Mountain Yeti is hungry for your business and will beat any bona fide deal on any vehicle, or they'll give it to you as a gift. Now that's legendary. Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston. home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile legendary warranty, where legendary customer service is not a myth.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
New pitcher in for the Evanston Outlaws, Ryan Fisher, is going to enter the fray for the post 41 squad. As Evanston trails 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. ELAN off, bringing you the action live from Jackson. As we enter the top of the fourth. So Ryan Fisher takes the mound. I do see Gus Allred back at his spot at first. Waiting to see if they moved Clayton Moyles out to right after Kendall Cummings took that hard fall. So Ryan Fisher inherits a 4-1 deficit to Lone Peak, and he'll lead it off with Tim Woosley, who reached on an error to kind of start that 3-run second inning. Actually, correction, Clayton Moyles stays at first, so Gus Allred will just take the rest of the day off. First pitch to Woosley from Ryan Fisher. Misses down low for ball one. 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston trails. 1 ball, no strikes up high, and it's 2 balls. Woosley reached on an error, and then on deck is Trey Gamble, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI double. Next pitch finds the inside part of the zone for strike 1. And Gage Easton, who is 2 for 2 with an RBI. The 2-1 from Fisher, righty versus righty. Fouled above the crow's nest here at Jackson Giants Field, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and down goes the first one that Ryan Fisher faces via the strikeout. Here's Trey Gamble, the center fielder, as we mentioned. He's walked and he's got a 2-run RBI double, and he scored both times. First pitch misses for ball 1. Closing the book on Gus Allred, he goes 3 innings pitched, 6 runs, 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. Pitch down low in the dirt, misses. And it's 2 balls, no strikes to the hot-hitting Trey Gamble. The hotter-hitting Gage Easton waits on deck. Gamble, a left-handed batter with a neon yellow bat. Next pitch in the zone for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fisher's already struck out the leadoff man in Tim Woosley. Next pitch in the zone, so an identical count to what we saw last time. Fisher gives 2 balls but puts 2 strikes up immediately. Ryan, the righty, kicks and deals. Outside, and it's a full count. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, Trey Gamble. And the full count offering. Barely misses it inside. for ball 4. So Gamble will go to first. 1 on with 1 out for Gage Easton, who's 2 for 2 with an RBI. He got picked off his first after getting on in the first inning, a single. And then Easton was able to get an RBI single, which scored Chris Billings. Made it 2-1. Fisher, first pitch, up high, fake throw by Reed Gross to kind of check on the runner at first. So 1 ball, no strikes. Ryan Fisher, very successful with this Lone Peak squad on the base paths. Picked off 3 of them when they played them in Evanston, and Evanston won against the Lone Peak Maroon squad. And walk-off fashion in extra innings. 1-1 count, 1 out. 4-1 Lone Peak on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Fisher throws back to first, check up on him. He's back in time. Ryan nods his head to Reed. The 1-1. Inside, ball 2. Throw by Reed Gross back to Ryan Fisher. Ryan drops it, and the runner is going to hold. Nothing happening there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Our broadcast brought to you in parts today by Superior Rental in the Gun Room at 371 Prospector Drive in Evanston. 2-1. Throw back by Reed Gross at first. He's back in time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Superior Rental in the Gun Room in Evanston. They're a full rental shop, so you can rent whatever you need there, whether it be lawnmowers, any type of equipment to get the job done. They have a mechanic on staff, so everything is ready to go when you pick it up and in working order. That is Superior Rental in the Gun Room at 371 Prospector Drive in Evanston. Bottom of the 4th, 1 out, 1 on, as Easton pops one high into right field. Kendall Cummings goes into foul territory, makes the catch for out number 2. Riker Christensen, who's 0 for 2, struck out and then grounded out to the pitcher with 2 down and a runner on first. Ryan Fisher struck out the first man he saw in Tim Woosley, then walked Trey Gamble, got Gage Easton to fly out to right field. Throw back to first to check up on the runner. Close call, but Trey Gamble does get back in to first in time. First pitch to Riker Christensen, the third baseman. Popped up high. And the first baseman, Gus Allred, does walk up and make the grab for out number 3. So he pops out to third. No runs on no hits, no errors. It's still 4-1. Lone Peak on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. We'll be right back after this on a First Mega Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on mylocalradio.com and the Big Dog.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
When someone says sleep apnea, it usually conjures up stereotype images. This is Dr. Jonathan Morgan. The fact is that sleep apnea affects people of all ages and occurs when there is an involuntary pause of breath during sleep. Are you always tired? At Arrowhead Dental, we offer oral appliance therapy as an effective, non-invasive treatment for certain types of sleep apnea. Schedule an appointment to take a simple in-home test. Visit arrowheaddentalwy.com today.
A pass to
The Evanston Recreation Center gets you so much more than a weight room. A pass also gives you access to the pool, hot tub, steam rooms, cardio room, cycling studio, shooting range, basketball court, and locker rooms with showers. Passes also let you attend drop-in fitness classes at no additional cost, including Zumba, yoga, cycling, water aerobics, and strength training classes. Live your fit life with a pass to the Evanston Recreation Center. Payment plans available. Stop in today.
Kendall Cummings leads it off for the Evanston Outlaws, currently 1-for-1 with the lone RBI, scoring Gus Allred. First pitch as Cummings takes into right field. That drops for a base hit. He rounds first. He's headed for second. Kendall Cummings 2-for-2 with a single and a stand-up double. I'll now bring up Jordan Schneider, who grounded out to the shortstop previously. And his first at bat to end the second. Here in the top of the fifth. First pitch, he chops up high. And the shortstop, Chip Beck, makes the routine catch for out number one. Reed Gross, who's 0-for-2, he's grounded out to the shortstop and popped up to the pitcher in his previous two plate appearances. Steps in with a runner on second after Kendall Cummings. It's a leadoff double. Ball in the dirt kept in front by Gage Easton for the Lone Peak Misfits. (4-1) on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston trailing. Next pitch outside for ball two to Reed Gross. The 2-0. Chopped on the third base line. Christensen picks it up at third, fires it across the diamond. Runner will advance, though, so it will be marked as a fielder's choice. A 5-3 fielder's choice for two down for Clayton Moyles, who's 1-for-2 with a single and a strikeout with a runner on third. That's Kendall Cummings. Chance for Evanston to go down only by 2 with 2 innings left to play. First pitch out barely outside for ball one. Nice pitch there by Burke Barnes. Moyles wears number 8 on his gray Outlaws uniform with the white numerals and blue outline. Next pitch down low. No, 2 balls, no strikes. To the Kemmer local. Broadcast partner the last few days. Jake Hibbert told us about his basketball skills as a point guard for the Kemmer Rangers. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now as the 2-1 got in there. 4-1, top of the 5th. Evanston trails, but they're threatening with a runner on third. That's Kendall Cummings. Swing and a miss by Moyles for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Burke Barnes started this game, and he's entering inning number 5 of work. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings. The 2-2 to Moyles. Outside, and it's a full count. Tried to get him to chase, but he wisely held up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, runner on third. Evanston trails by 3. The 3-2. Fouled off by Moyles, so he stays alive. Outlaw dugout telling him to be protective. Swing at anything that's close. Just put the ball in play and try to get Kendall over from third. The full count offering. Low, and Moyles works a walk. Runners on the corners for Jagger Mitchell, the team leader in batting average coming into this game. At 380. Ryan Fisher at 363 second. Casey Perriman 349. Schneider 347. Moyles 343. Gus Allred 342. Cross 333. Cummings 323. First ball in the dirt, and that's going to move Moyles over to second. Gage Easton stops it from getting too far to allow the run in, and now the tying run is at the plate in Jagger Mitchell. 1 ball, no strikes. Both runners in scoring position. Moyles on second, Cummings on third. First pitch up the middle, and it is run down by the shortstop. Throw to first is in time to get the out. Great play there by Chip Beck for the Misfits, and Jagger grounds out to shortstop to end the 5th. So it is still a 3-run game, 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston trails Lone Peak Misfits on a First Make of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on My Local Radio and the Big Dog.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy, so the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
So after the pitching change, we were able to figure out what the new outfield for, or infield and outfield for the Evanston Outlaws look like. Gus Allred moved to first. Casey Perriman moved to center. Clayton Moyles moved to left. So that's how that sits. Everybody else the same. As Ryan Fisher begins inning number 2 of work. First inning was 4 batters, a strikeout, a walk, a flyout, and a pop-out. Here comes Chip Beck, who's 1 for 2 with a double. Start the bottom of the 5th inning on a 4th of July afternoon. I guess we're approaching evening as it's almost 6 o'clock as he takes the first pitch and chops it across the first base line. This game started at 4:37, so we are approximately about 43 minutes away from that 2-hour mark with 2.5 innings left to play. Fisher to 0-1. Barely misses for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-1, Evanston trails Lone Peak here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-1 in the dirt for ball 2. Clouds beginning to move in from the right field side of the place as Fisher bounces the 2-1 in front of the plate for ball 3. So a 31 count to Chip Beck, who's 1 for 2 with a double and a pop out. He'll ground one right in the gap between second and third. Jordan Schneider at third dives to try to stop it, but it gets into the outfield for a leadoff single for Chip Beck. Here comes Karst Hatch, a right fielder. 1 for 2. First at bat, he grounded out to the third baseman. Second at bat, he got a single and then reached second. Runner on first, nobody down here in the bottom of the 5th. Evanston trails 4-1 to Lone Peak. Fisher looking at the runner, throw back to first. He's back in time. Karstach still waiting for his first offering from the right-handed Fisher, and he takes it right at Jagger Mitchell, and he can't calm it down, bobbles it, and the runners will advance. Beck will advance, and Karstach reaches on the air. Brock Anderson, the left fielder, who's 0 for 1. He struck out and walked. Steps into the right-handed side of the batter's box. A righty versus righty matchup coming up here in the bottom of the 5th. Fisher. Bunt presented by Anderson, but he misses that one. Reed's able to get there quickly and kind of fire it back in. Good chatter out there by the Outlaws. 1 ball, no strikes. Tries to show bunt again, but that one in there. 4 strike 1. So he kind of checked it, didn't like what he was seeing. And now Fisher has him at 1 ball, 1 strike. After Brock Anderson, we got Burke Barnes, the pitcher, and Chris Billings. Sidearm delivery, lined in the gap between second and third. And the runner's advance is dropped by Kendall Cummings. Throw by Cummings to Reed Gross. He overthrows him. That's going to bounce off the backstop, but Ryan Fisher covers the play, and the 1 run scores from second. That's Chip Beck. So Anderson, it's a single, but it extends it to second on the error. And now you've got Karstach standing over on third base. It's now 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Evanston trails by 4. First pitch, fouled off by Barnes. Barnes 0 for 2. He ground out to the shortstop and struck out. Fisher with the 0-1. Misses for ball 1. Reed's able to keep it in front of him to hold the runner over 90 feet away. Both runners in scoring position. Runner on second is Brock Anderson after the RBI single. And Karstach over there on third. The 1-1. Down low for ball 2. Reed Gross doing a great job as usual, stopping the balls whenever they go too low. Fisher sets at the belt and delivers the 2-1. Down low, that one through Gross's legs. Runner's trying to make it, underhand throw by Reed to Fisher at the plate. But Hatch is able to get under it. So he'll score on, I believe they're going to call that a pass ball as it went right in between the legs of Reed Gross. And Brock Anderson advances to third. It's now a 6-1 lead for Lone Peak. Three balls, 1 strike to Burke Barnes, the pitcher. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup, righty versus righty matchup. Chopped right at Jordan Schneider. He eyes the runner at first. Throw is down in the dirt. And Gus Allred isn't able to scoop that one up, and Burke Barnes reaches on the air. Smart move by Jordan Schneider to eye the runner at third, making sure he isn't going anywhere before he threw that one down to first. Parker DeYoung now going to come in for Chris Billings, the first baseman. Right-handed batter slaps this one into left field. Kendall Cummings makes the grab for out number 1. Sorry, Clayton Moyles. As Clayton moved over to left field. Here's Tim Woosley. He's 0 for 2. He reached on an error and struck out. Throw back to first to check up on Burke Barnes. Runners on the corners, 1 down for the Misfits. 6-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Reed Gross catches it, fires to Jagger Mitchell. Did he get him? No. They say he got under the tag. Jagger was there in pretty good timing, so he just takes the ball and tosses it back to Ryan Fisher. Great throw by Reed Gross to make that play close. Tim Woosley. No balls, 1 strike. Here it comes. Down in the ground. Good stop by Reed. I believe the mercy rule is 8 after 5, so if the runner who's currently at the plate, that would be Tim Woosley, if he gets on or anyone after him gets on and scores with the 2 runners in front score, I think that would be the ball game. I'd have to double check that as Woosley fouls off the 2-2 offering. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tim Woosley, who's fouled off 1 already. Runners on second and third. Burke Barnes reached on an error and then got there on a stolen base. As this one, chopper into left field. 1 run scores. Throw home is not going to be in time, as the second run scores no problem. So Brock Anderson scores, so does Burke Barnes, and that means Tim Woosley has an RBI double. 2-run RBI double to be exact. And that now makes it a 7-run lead. I'm going to have to look at my tournament rules, but I believe after 5, if the runner is 8, if the lead is 8 or more, that game will be called. As this pitch is grounded off the bag at first, Gus Allred able to calm it down and step on the base. Are they saying that went foul? There's a mound conference to decide if it went foul or if it was fair. So they're saying he is out, but the runner advances to third. Eight-run rule after 5 innings. So the winning run for Lone Peak standing on third with 2 down. The pitch inside, and this is Trey Gamble. 8-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston trails by 7 here in the bottom of the 5th. Next pitch down low, stopped by Reed Gross. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 5th inning, Evanston trailing. 4 runs scored in this inning. 1-1 down low for ball 2. Gus Allred started for Evanston. He went 3 innings. Then Ryan Fisher took over. I think the idea is to keep both of them on a pitch count so they're both available for the games that count on Tuesday night against Jackson, the conference games. Fly ball into right field. If that drops fair, it's over, and it is. So that one drops fair. And Let's see if they call it, as it is 8 runs now, as the rules I just read said 8 after 5. And that is the ball game. So a single, RBI single by Trey Gamble wins it. And the Evanston Outlaws fall to the Lone Peak Misfits. Final score 9-1 in 5 innings. We'll be right back with our postgame show after this on a First Make of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball, 99.1 FM and mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
When you want something custom built for your home, farm and ranch, vehicle, or trailer, it needs to be done with precision, be strong, and be affordable. Get all this and more when you work with the Steel Shop at ELAN Ford Brothers. You bring the plan or idea, and they'll make it a reality. The Steel Shop sells and installs vehicle accessories like bull bars, running boards, and bed liners. They also specialize in truck and trailer hitches as well. Get it built to last. ELAN Ford Brothers, 221 County Road in Evanston.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at West Star Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit West Star Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. West Star Printing, 307-789-5202.
It's time for your post-game show. First, we'll go with the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston. We're fast and fresh meat. Well, the Evanston Outlaws came into this game with a tournament record of 2 wins and 1 loss. The lone loss coming to Madison, Idaho in the opening round. Final score of that one, 8-1, or 8-0, excuse me. Now they come in and face a team that they're fairly familiar with, the Lone Peak Knights. This is not the Lone Peak Maroon or the Lone Peak Black, more of a mixture of the two teams. And we saw a lot of guys from that Lone Peak Black team and saw exactly why they are one of the top teams in 6A Utah. Lone Peak started off the first inning with scoring a run, then would score 3 in the second, 5 in the fifth. Evanston's lone run would come in the second, giving you a final score of 9-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston falls to Lone Peak on this First Make of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball. That was your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston, where they spend 6 hours daily slicing all natural meats and fresh produce for your 30-second sandwich. That's Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston. Our broadcast also brought to you in part by Union Wireless, treating you like a neighbor, not a number. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have our Dr. McKay Franco Precision Play of the Game. After this, on a First Make of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on mylocalradio.com and KNYN 99.1.
You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cache Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cache Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
Early Oregon Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Welcome back to the postgame show. Your final score on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. The Evanston Outlaws fall to the Lone Peak Misfits. Final score 9-1. It's worthy to note that this is not the Lone Peak Maroon team that Evanston matched up with twice at the Ross Kesterton Memorial Tournament. It is actually a mixture of the two teams, and we saw the best that program has to offer. So a great performance by the Lone Peak Knights. Let's give you some postgame stats. First, for the victorious Knights, Trey Gamble goes 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Gage Easton goes 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Ryder Christensen goes 0 for 3. Chip Beck goes 2 for 3 with a run scored. Karstach, he'll go 1 for 3 with a run scored. Brock Anderson, the left fielder, goes 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Burke Barnes goes 1 for 3. Chris Billings goes 1 for 3. And Tim Woosley will go 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Winning pitcher, Burke Barnes, goes 5 innings pitched, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 strikeout, and 3 walks. For the Evanston Outlaws, Reed Gross goes 0 for 3. Clayton Moyles goes, I had him going 1 for 2, but they must have had him reaching on an error on one of the, or 2 for 2, but they must have had, the official stats have him reaching on an error. So he is 1 for 2 with a RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. Jagger Mitchell 0 for 2. Ryan Fisher 0 for 2. Gus Allred 0 for 1 with a run scored. Casey Perriman 0 for 1 with a walk. Brendan Thompson 0 for 2. Kendall Cummings 0 for 2. Or sorry, 2 for 2. Actually, that's where it is. I had Kendall Cummings going 2 for 2 with an RBI. For some reason, I'm getting Moyles and Cummings mixed up. Jordan Schneider going 0 for 2. For Evanston, Gus Allred's going to have to take his second loss of the season. 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. Ryan Fisher, an inning and 2/3 in relief. 4 hits, 5 runs, none of them earned. 1 strikeout and 1 walk. It's time for your Dr. McKay Precision Play of the Game. Brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham Family Dental Care at reasonable rates. Call 307-789-8910 today. And we're going to give it to Kendall Cummings, 2 for 2, a single and a double, and the lone RBI for the Outlaw squad. Well, that's going to do it for this 4th of July broadcast. On behalf of my producer, Alyssa McDaniel, back in Evanston, I'm Elan Hall saying have a happy 4th of July, and we'll see you next time the ball flies, which will be right here on mylocalradio.com only, not on the radio, mylocalradio.com, when the Evanston Outlaws take on the Jackson Giants in the final game for both of those squads in the 2020 Teton Classic. First pitch scheduled at 11:15, pregame at 11:05 hours. Since it's a tournament, those times are subject to change. Thank you so much. Have a happy, safe 4th of July, and take care.
You've been tuned into Evanston Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog 99.1 KNYN with live video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by these supporting businesses and individuals: Auto Farm Chevrolet, First Bank of Evanston, Dr. McKay Frankham, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Arrowhead Dental, Plains Tire, the Come On In of Casper, the Littlest Wood Shop, Evanston Recreation Center, the Legal Tender Restaurant in Best Western Dunmore Inn, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Uinta County School District No. 1, Ellingford Brothers, Bear River Dental of Evanston, and Black's Fork Dental of Mountain View. Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, Mountain West Business Solutions, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Cash Honda Yamaha, and by Dr. Todd Hoover Chiropractic. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Our executive producer is Val Cook. We want to thank Office Manager Kayleen Anderson, our Sales Manager Julie Burley, along with Evanston's ELAN OLLIFF, and Bridge of Valley's Jake Hibbard, Rich County's Ryan Steinekert, and production assistant Alyssa McDaniel. But the biggest thanks of all is to our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit MyLocalRadio.com for archived games and like My Local Radio on Facebook to stay up to date with the game broadcasts. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Evanston Outlaws Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at MyLocalRadio.com.